If you're thinking about moving to Pittsburgh, there are 3 things you absolutely need to know before you make the leap. These aren't your typical cost of living, the seasons, the weather facts. These are real-life Pittsburgh quirks that can totally change your day-to-day. Today, we're diving into the 3 biggies: the wage tax, our crazy hills, and the parking puzzle. First up, wage tax. The first thing you need to know is the wage tax. In Pennsylvania, everyone pays a flat 3.07 state income tax. But on top of that, every municipality sets its own earned income tax rate. And that number depends on where you live. Here's what it looks like right now in some of the most popular areas. City of Pittsburgh, 3%, 1% municipal and 2% school. Bethel Park, 1.5%, 1% municipal, 0.5% school. Mount Lebanon, 1.3%. Cranberry, 1%. So if you're a dual income household or doing well, that can be a difference of thousands of dollars from 1% to 3% depending on where you live in the city and the specific suburb. This is one of those hidden factors that a lot of people overlook when budgeting their move. Always discuss this with your real estate agent and double check your exact address because the rates can change from one township to the next, as you can see. Hills and terrain. The second thing to know is Pittsburgh's terrain. This city isn't flat like Columbus or Cleveland. It's carved out of mountains and rivers, and that means hills. Serious hills. Mount Washington, Mount Lebanon. Mount is short for mountain, and we have a lot of those. Take the South Side slopes, for example. Streets there can hit 25 to 30% grades on average. If you have not thought about angles and degrees since high school math, let's recap. 360 degrees is all the way around. 90 degrees is perpendicular. So a 30% hill is a third of perpendicular. That's a lot and can feel like it's straight up and down. That's like driving or walking up a roller coaster. And Canton Avenue in Beachview, it is officially recognized as the steepest street in the continental US with a 37% grade. Yes, 37%. Now, hills create challenges. Driving in the winter can be tricky. Streets may need cleaned, so there may be delayed openings while the plows and salt trucks do their thing. We don't get the massive blizzards like we used to decades ago, but we still get enough snow to make travel interesting. Most Pittsburghers just roll with it, and if it's bad, you just stay home, wait it out, and by midday, those roads are clear. The upside? These hills give us amazing views. Whether it's skyline lookouts from Mount Washington or hillside neighborhoods where you can sip on coffee on your porch while watching the sunrise, the terrain gives Pittsburgh some of its most unique character. Our favorite place to check it out in the suburbs is at the golf course. Beautiful hilly courses. Today we're at 1781 in Washington County. If we haven't met, I'm Krista Lorenzo, a Pittsburgh real estate agent, and this is Living in Pittsburgh, PA. I help people move, relocate, downsize, upgrade, and find their perfect neighborhood fit. Whether you're moving here as a family, a couple, or on your own, I share the inside scoop so you know exactly what to expect when buying or selling here in Pittsburgh. Hit subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss my weekly updates. Parking. The third thing you have to know is parking. It might sound simple, but here in Pittsburgh, parking rules change from one neighborhood to the other, and it can make or break your day. I've done other videos explaining what the different types of parking here in Pittsburgh could be. In the suburbs, places like Bethel Park, Mount Lebanon, or Upper St. Clair, it's usually straightforward. Driveways, attached garages, and even larger detached garages are common. Plenty of off-street parking and no stress. But in the city, it is a whole different story. Many houses and older homes in places like Lawrenceville, Bloomfield, Brookline, or the South Side don't come with a garage or a driveway. It often means on-street parking only. Sometimes you're lucky and snag a spot right out front. Other times you're circling the block hoping to get lucky. On top of that, a lot of neighborhoods require resident parking permits. If you don't have one, you're limited to short-term parking. And guess, they may need temporary permits or end up parking blocks away. If you have multiple cars, frequent visitors, or a big family, this can become a real challenge. Even in the suburbs, not all parking is equal. An integral garage, a detached garage, or just a concrete pad in the back alley can affect both convenience and resale value. When I tour homes with clients, I always point out not just where are you going to park, but do you like to entertain? Will your guests be able to park? There's nothing that can kill the excitement of a dream home faster than realizing no one can visit you once you move in. So if you're moving to Pittsburgh, factor in the wage tax. It varies from 1% to 3% depending on the municipality. Be ready for hills. They shape our commutes, our winters, and give us those epic views. And think carefully about parking, not just for you, but for your guests, your lifestyle, and your long-term resale. Pittsburgh is an amazing city with so much character, but like any city, it comes with its quirks. Knowing these 3 things up front will make you more equipped as you make your transition to Pittsburgh. You can thank my past clients that helped me prioritize what things you must know. If you're considering a move, reach out. I'd love to help you figure out which neighborhood fits your lifestyle. My contact info is below. Until next time, I hope to show you around town.